Hey everybody, I just wanted to make this video to maybe show a little bit about how to transfer animations between Blender and Maya softwares. I think some of us use one and some of us use the other, but I want to get something down that's kind of like a good flow for making the same thing and then going back and making some edits, maybe with some different tools. So the first thing I'm going to show is just making and animating something really quick in Blender, bringing that into Maya, and setting it up to work and see it properly. And then the other thing I'll do is just show it backwards. I'll show how to make something in Maya, animate it, and send it to Blender and have it look identical as it did. So I'm just gonna make a quick, cube. Right, got my my timeline here for Blender people. Use a timeline for keyframes. So I will just keyframe maybe a second in, just to make it go up. Another second in, go down. And 3 seconds, go back up. So 3 second clip just goes up and down, right? I'll set my timeline so it's only the 3 seconds. The other thing I'll do is I will make sure this is actually 30 frames a second. This is going to be important. Setting the same frame rate in both softwares is what allows us to read it properly. So right now I have a 3 second animation. So just make a cube go up and down. No big deal, right? Super basic. So what I want to do is I want to export this as an Fbx file. This is what we'll probably use, not only trading files in between different modeling softwares, but going into Blender, going into Unity, packs a bunch of animation, texture data, a bunch of stuff into one file, so it's really nice. So I'll make a Fbx here, just put it on my desktop, and I will call this Blender to Maya. I just want the selected object. I have it selected. And I want to keep everything. I'll keep everything here. I won't worry about any of this transform stuff. I'll export the Fbx. All right, so in Maya, I have a new blank scene. I will just file import. And I will take my Blender to Maya I made. I'm not going to worry about any of these settings right now. And I'll import it. It's going to be kind of big, so I'll zoom out a little bit. There it is, right? And this looks kind of crazy. I know I need to set 90 and 90. Make sure we're on 30 frames a second here. And the other thing we need to make sure of in our preferences, still bigger, in our time slider here, we need to make sure we're at 30 frames a second. And we're playing it back at 30 frames every second, not play every frame. Save that. And when I play this, you'll see it go up and down. Animates no problem, right? You do anything to this, you can change any of these. This seems to make a little bit more keyframes in between. I think it tries to interpolate. Obviously, they're like different softwares. They think about things differently. But this is identical, right? All right, so going the other way now, I'm going to make something in Maya, animate it, and bring it to Blender, and it's almost the same. It's almost the exact same process. So I'm just going to make a quick. Let's see. We'll do this one. We'll do this one with the sphere. We did this cube last time. So I have the sphere. First keyframe. I will add a keyframe in my animation window. Right there, it is red. I'll go a second in to 30. Lift it up a little bit. Put another keyframe, go to my 60 mark, put it back down, and 90, you see where this is going. I will then set, we're going to start at 1, and we're going to end at 90, both of these. So kind of looks similar, almost the way it originally did when we made it in Blender. If we play this, you see it just go up and down. So with it selected still, I will go File, I will do export selection and hit the little box next to it so I get some options. And I already had this selected. We're going to go to this drop down here in the middle, right? It'll be Maya binary, and you'll go down to it's all the way almost towards the bottom. Fbx export. And then for these, we'll do the same thing. We'll just include everything possible. Not really worry about everything else. Export it to my desktop. This one we will call Maya to Blender. Not worry about any of this. Export selection. Done. So to bring the Maya animation into Blender, we're going to do the same thing. File, import, Fbx. And I wanted Maya to Blender here. Just going to take everything in here, especially this one, obviously, right? Check animation, import. And this is a little smaller when you zoom in, but there it is, right? Scale, we can always apply transforms and get that up. As long as they're relative, everything's gonna work. Bring my timeline. And you'll see I have the same 90 frames. Let me make this one to 90 again. It's might be offset. You might have to set it from 0 to 90 frames in Maya. Simple fix, you can just grab them all, hit G, move them over one frame. Doesn't really matter, it's gonna look the same. There it is, right? Identical. And this, as long as you have it, set this to the same frame rate. Yeah, there we go, much smoother. So the exact same thing. You can save this file. You can save a master file of your Blender or your Maya file, and trade with other artists. You guys can work on the same models, make edits, go back once it's in Unity, right? It doesn't matter what kind of software you have out of it. You can make changes, and let me know if you have any other questions about this kind of stuff. Thanks.